Hi, I'm Shaquoya and I'm 23 years old.
Hi. How are you feeling just right here, right now?
Nerve sighted, like nervous and excited.
Why?
I don't know, I'm just that person. I'm very anxious, so
So you are very bold to be here and to answer my question.
yep.
Where are we here?
At the Art Institute in Chicago.
Yeah, and we just met,
Yep.
and you nicely accepted to answer my questions.
Mhm.
Why?
I don't know. Just instinct.
Good. Let's start with something like, who are you?
I am scared. Yep. Just trying to figure out life. And it's the common story of the 20-year-olds just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you want to share a bit about your fears?
Um, Fear of not fulfilling my purpose. Um, Fear of losing myself trying to find my purpose too, and really trying to find myself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
In this journey, what brings you joy?
my brother.
Yeah?
He's 4 years old. His name is Carson. It's the best gift in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else?
Um, I love to laugh, so I like comedy. That brings me joy.
Would you like to share a bit about something about your story?
Sure. So, I was born in Texas, born and raised in Fort Worth specifically. And my mom, she had me at 14. So she was a teenage parent, so we basically grew up together. No father in my life. And it was a point to where my grandma raised me. So she raised me until like I was 11 years old before I started living with my mom. And she was working a lot, so I would be home a lot. And there was not a lot of people there except for my uncle or my cousin, which is my grandma's brother and his son. During that time, around 4 years old, my first memory is my fourth birthday. That's the only birthday I had. But I remember jumping on the bounce house. And then I remember like all these kids there and we playing pin a tail on a donkey. And then I cried because I fell. And that's like my first memory as a child. But the rest of my memories aren't so great because I was molested when I was 4 to 8 years old. So yeah, it's difficult. I'm in my healing process right now. So yeah. I told my family when I was 12 years old, and I didn't get the reaction that I wanted. And I was angry about it, and then that's when I just went into my first depression. And at 12 years old, I had my first suicide attempt. It didn't work, obviously, but I'm here. Just growing up, I was always in my room. I was always secluded. I was always in fear of my mom because she has bipolar disorder. And I just found out that I have bipolar disorder as well. Mental illness runs in my family. So it was hard growing up with a teenage mom trying to figure it out herself, and then me trying to figure it out myself. So yeah. And then when I get into like my 20s, that's when I realized like I've ignored me being molested my whole life. But when I got to about 21, that's when it hit me hard. And then I went to the mental health hospital. And that was when I realized that I needed to start my healing process, but it wasn't easy. I ended up moving here because my support system is up here. My aunt, which is my grandma's sister. And that's been okay. Like, I'm grateful that I have support. So But like I ran into like a rough patch because had my second suicide attempt this summer. So, and that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So yeah.
Do you really want to die?
No, I'm just afraid to live. So yeah. Yep.
What are you proud of?
My strength to keep going.
So you are hopeful.
Very.
What are your hopes?
I've always I never see myself like in like a career. I see myself having a family. So my hopes is to like be in love and like laugh all the time and love on my children, like love on them, because I didn't have that when I was younger. Everybody was trying to take care of me and they did the best that they could, but I just needed that emotional part. So I want to be that for my children and grow old. I can't wait to grow old. And then move on.
How do you see your future?
At peace. Of course there's going to be challenges, but having that peace of mind and loving myself. So and whatever comes with it.
Will you vote in 2020?
Yeah.
Is it important for you?
It hasn't really been important until like my aunt was like, well, you have to really pay attention because it affects everyone. So I've like been seeing like on social media, because that's mostly where they'll post like debates and all that stuff, and really trying to figure out what is the issues that like I see and that affects me and like the people around me, and see how we can better that. Especially like being a black woman in America is hard because you get the racism part, but you also get the misogyny part, like in a male dominated world. So yep. It's difficult.
What do you need right now, today?
Self-evaluation, because I feel like if you want to do better for everybody else, you have to evaluate yourself first. You have to sit in your own shit. Like you have to accept your flaws and forgive yourself for your flaws, and then be able to move forward and then help others.
So what is the truth?
Truth is it is okay to not know what happens. Just be present. It's okay to be yourself, to love yourself. And sometimes minding your own business is okay too.
Is it your truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to add anything to that?
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you for your time and for your trust.
Of course.